Hey!
I'm Oxnard.
Dexter!
Boss.
We just got back from Man of Steel.
Oh!
Fresh in our
Yeah.
heads. Oh, man. No, actually, we saw... You guys...
Well, we saw it a week ago.
Yeah,
Last week.
last week.
Yeah. Boss and,
And,
I saw it together, and then Oxnard wasn't able to go. You went another time, right? Did you go with your dad and brother?
I just went with my dad.
Oh, okay.
I was going to go with you guys, but I was busy, and then I got horribly sick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then it was flooding down
So he
here.
had no excuse, basically.
Yeah. I was having diarrhea in my pants while I was watching this movie.
That's how amazing it was.
how much
Anyway,
that's how hot Superman is in this movie.
Man of
Gives me
Steel,
diarrhea.
directed by Zack Snyder, music by Hans Zimmer, and so what did you guys think?
Well,
I didn't like it.
no, I liked it.
I had a lot of problems with it.
I was okay with it. And before we go on, this was the first Superman movie I've ever seen.
What?
I've never seen a Superman movie.
You
in
didn't
my
see
life.
the first Superman with Christopher Reeves and
No.
that first film?
No.
Wow.
The only thing Superman related I've watched in media is the 1940s cartoon.
What are you, some kind of hipster?
No, they're
I only watched the 1940s
I had them-
with George Reeves.
when I was little, I had VHS tapes, and you get them, from those cheap stores, and it would come with 100 cartoons, and some
Yeah.
of the cartoons were the 1940s.
You didn't watch the cartoons that were on the WB when we were kids,
I-
or the Justice League cartoon?
No, I never
which is
liked
on
Justice
Netflix
League.
now.
I liked Batman, and that was the only
yeah, well,
super.
Batman
I'm
was
not
the
into
best.
superheroes too much, but
Just Batman.
My dad, he wanted to go see it for Father's Day, so I was like, I'll go with you.
Nice. Well, I liked it, and I know Boss didn't like it, but and there were a few things that I know that we should talk about because although I did like it, there were a few things that I was like, I would look over at Boss. We would exchange these looks throughout the movie, like, what did that just happen? Or, why? So that was overall, I did really like it.
Yeah.
But so for example, just jump right into it. So when they're in, and Superman is bouncing around from
Yeah,
job
he's
to job.
First of all, hold on.
Krypton, we gotta talk about.
Apparently,
Oh yeah. Well, what do you want to start?
we're getting going here, so we'll go
Okay,
back
yeah,
to Krypton.
we'll go back. I'll come back to Krypton.
Apparently, Superman is like a master of disguises. He gets in and out of places. He's at all these jobs. How he finds himself in Antarctica in a super research team. I don't.
Yeah,
I
how
don't
did he
buy
get hooked
that.
up with that?
Right.
They just his whatever fake reference he came up with was
Yeah.
good enough for the United States
Exactly.
military
What?
to accept.
Yeah.
And then Lois Lane comes and she's a reporter, obviously for the
Mm-hmm.
Daily Planet. She's covering some strange. There's some strange occurrence that's happened down here that they're investigating.
Something under the ice, they detected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
And,
think of the actors?
I thought they were good. I thought Amy Adams was a bit of a miscast.
Yeah, I didn't like Lois
I didn't
Lane.
really feel any chemistry between her and Superman. I felt like everything happened extremely quick. They had some kind of connection instantly that I didn't understand.
Well, he saved her.
Yeah,
I think
but
that was it.
so what? He's gonna save shitloads of people. He already saved a bunch of guys. Maybe why? He
don't they
didn't
like
fall in love with them.
How do you know they did it?
That's true. Maybe that's why he was running. He's like, Terry, why could you do that to me? I have to leave now. So anyway, so then she comes and she disobeys orders and is out at night. When it's supposed to be 40 below zero, I guess.
Right.
Taking pictures.
Don't go out there. It's gonna be 40 below zero.
She's got to get that
And,
story.
Yeah, she's like, this
down-
guy's just trying to keep me inside.
No hood, perfectly fine. Doesn't look stressed at all in this nocturnal Antarctic environment.
The Aurora Borealis is happening
It is
above her.
just a mess. Wouldn't you at least be breathing hard? I mean, come on.
So then she sees off in the distance a guy walking. That's Superman.
with no coat.
Right.
Yeah, right. Just
In
in
a
a t-shirt
bikini.
and jeans, right?
Yeah.
In a
Cape.
banana hammock, and he's climbing this cliff face.
Right.
And, he uses his heat vision to kind of bore into the side of the glacier, and
Right.
Then it cuts to
then
Amy
it cuts-
Adams
she is apparently following him.
on this rock face.
What the fuck?
How did she get there? How is she not falling? Excuse me.
Seriously.
What?
How did she climb this fucking thing
Right,
and
yeah,
get in there? I understand that Superman did it.
That's when
okay?
we looked at each other. I was like,
He can do
huh?
anything. But yeah, so that was the first look I think we
Right.
exchanged. We were like, "What the fuck? How is
Yeah.
Amy Adams? How did she get up there?"
And they show it for like 2 seconds, and you're like, "Did I just see that? Like, did I just
Is
see
that putting the pieces together? It didn't work.
What the fuck? So then that was one weird thing. What was the other? What was another one that we? Oh, so then towards the end, when they have their like master plan to break down the ship. That's in Metropolis. They're gonna use Superman's ship that he arrived in as a baby. To like create this like black hole that will suck Zod and everyone up again. So then like something's not. Amy Adams puts the thing in, and then the sign it's not working, and they're like, "What's going on?" And then it's not working, and then the sign just goes like, "Let me have a look." Like I'll figure out how to use this ancient alien
Yeah, and
technology.
He's staring at it for like 3 scenes. It seems like they keep cutting back to him, looking perplexed, and then he just does a little
The
adjustment.
guy from Law and Order SVU was like, just like, come on, fucking do something already. Running out, yeah. And then he's just like, maybe if I twist it slightly, there we go.
There's your
I knew.
PhD at work.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
PhD.
We'll go from the beginning.
All right. So anyway,
All right,
there-
so-
there's
Starts
other
on
ones, but
Krypton.
Everything. Here's what I knew about Krypton from the cartoon. It was a planet of super. In the cartoon, they refer to them as humans. They're humans that
so
reach
you really the only reference you have for Superman is from these really old
a
cartoons.
cartoon from like 80, 90 years ago.
Wow. I can't believe that.
I can't believe cartoons existed then.
I just find it shocking. I thought everyone knew Superman, Krypton,
Well, I mean, it's
Kryptonite, all that
Superman.
shit.
Everyone knows about Superman. He fly. He's X-ray vision. I mean, I knew all the
So
basics.
did you know that Krypton was destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the cartoon. So they reach in the cartoon. They reach a pinnacle of like excellence and they refer. They're all like super people. But then there was one scientist on the planet who foresaw this coming earthquake, which would destroy everything. He was the only guy. So in the last desperate effort, he left. He sent his only son,
Right.
who was just born, to Earth, and he's like the only Kryptonian alive. And he, takes a job at the Daily Planet as Clark Kent. And which in this movie they establish at the end. This is kind of like a whole different thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Oh my god, which I have a hilarious
Right.
thing about
yes.
that.
So in this movie,
shocked
they start
when I
they
heard.
start off with Krypton.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, very.
It was awesome. I
Who's
think.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Bizarre
like me.
culture. It just seems weird, and it seems like not only is the planet being destroyed. This is what I was unsure of. Is the planet being destroyed because of the decisions of the council?
But what happened was right, like
General
so
Zod
they
is
are
angry?
this civilization has existed obviously for like millennia. They make it seem, and
they would
have
send out-
spread out
Yeah.
at to other planets to like terraform, colonize, But their resources are stretched so thin that out of an act of desperation against Russell Crowe's advice,
Right.
they started to like drill into their own core to like
Right,
pull,
right.
I guess,
Ross
their
was
resources
explaining
there,
it to me.
and
This
it
is-
essentially
yeah.
destroyed the planet.
This is what I got from that. I thought they said, we were exploring and everything, and it was a great time for us, but we abandoned the exploration because our home planet was having problems. That's what I thought they said. And that was like,
remember
that
that.
didn't make any sense to me. 'Cause
What?
why would you abandon your other colonies if your home planet is going to get destroyed?
They do well because because then they do start like they do start to talk about like how they start to like close in on themselves.
Yeah.
And Russell Crowe's like, look to the stars. That's what he says. Like and they kind of like poo his idea.
It seems so overcomplicated. It
Yeah.
seemed like they could have just done it like, oh, the planet's being destroyed, and we
Yep.
never saw it coming. This guy's higher up in the government, so he has access to this.
The
thing.
reason that they did that, I think, is because
They like Russell
later
Crowe.
on, Zod, when he's banished for his actions.
Yeah, I mean, me and Buzz are talking about this. So this is
This didn't make any sense. This didn't make any sense. So he's all right. So I'm jumping ahead here, but
It's all
but anyway, I think the reason that they did that was because, well, no, because they still show when Zod's talking about, oh, we've managed to find like some of our colonies. People were dead there. Once Krypton was destroyed, they had no connection home. So because Krypton was destroyed, then that colony that they were on was like wiped out. But they were able to like harvest technology that was still there and get the world engine and and all that stuff or whatever. When the guy's like, we are now slaves to the world engine, the guy goes, I was like, that doesn't sound very good for you. Why would you want to be that? You've committed yourself completely to this world engine. So all they have to do is stop that and you're dead. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so Russell Crowe, he's going to the council, and
So I think that's the only way. I think that's the only reason why they did that was because to explain how Zod and everyone gets this technology.
Yeah. Well, the thing that confused me about that is they sentence Zod does his thing. They say
It's like a military coup.
treason, yeah, and so they send him to this prison in space, which apparently its main power
Phantom
source.
Zone.
Yeah, its power source comes from Krypton. So the second Krypton is destroyed, they're released. Isn't
But you
it
would have
supposed?
assumed that they would have been dead. Because that was
Well,
the whole
we're
thing,
saying-
and he
we're saying,
says
why
like,
does
so
this-
you're gonna condemn us like they're gonna
Well,
starve to death.
No, you're missing my point. My
Right.
point is why? Okay, I guess they don't believe in the death penalty, so in lieu of that, they just freeze you there, and you're just stuck there.
But once the power's gone, you're released.
You're released. Now, that doesn't make
Why
any
wouldn't you
sense
just
to
be
me.
Captured forever.
Yeah, why don't they just
Right.
entrap them in some kind of chrysalis thing or something?
I don't. Well, I don't know because everything is connected to Krypton. Even like we were just talking about the colonies or whatever.
Hmm.
Like when they say when the Krypton is destroyed, like these people died because Krypton was destroyed, even though they're on another planet. So because this connection to Krypton is severed, like they lose all power and like I guess.
And then,
all that
despite
shit for
all
their
this
stuff.
amazing technology, Russell Crowe still has his little dragon
Avatar
buddy.
dragon pal.
Yeah,
Right.
with like the double wings, who flies him to like where the babies are born.
Who I have a
and
huge
he can,
problem with
we talked about
because
this.
there's a huge aerial battle going on, and Russell Crowe is on the platform, and he just yells out "Arkagar" or whatever the thing's name is.
Melmalagalar.
Yeah, and it hears him somehow in this deafening battle.
Shadowfax.
It just comes.
the Lord of all Boobalars, or whatever that thing is.
It is a boobalar. It's got giant breasts.
Right.
This thing.
It's heavy metal. The movie.
I must ride my sexy boobalar.
And then
But yeah, well, Russell Crowe projects clearly very well. Okay,
hey, I saw Les Mis. He was projecting
he was flat.
that.
He was flat.
Anyway,
Don't get me started on Les Mis.
I only saw the first 10 minutes.
Well, he was flat. He sounds the same in the whole movie. He can't.
Okay.
He has a decent voice. He cannot sing. He just sings at the same level. He doesn't. Anyway.
Anyway, Krypton.
Krypton. He was an
flies to
awesome
where-
Jal-El.
He flies to where the babies are made, like the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
He dives
right.
into one of the pods, swims his way to the core, and just grabs a skull, which holds all the information of the Kryptonian people.
It's all written on there, right? And that thing like is used
And then he
to
takes that-
instill that into all the babies. That's what I assume.
He takes that to his now born son, infuses that into Superman.
Right.
Kal-El.
Interesting.
What was the name of his father? Just
Jal-El.
Jal-El.
Yeah.
Gillette. Anyway.
Oh, it's Ja-El, I think.
Jal-El.
Not Jal. It's Ja-El.
And then they send-
Or Ja. Is it Jal? I can't remember. It's
And then he
Jal-El
like
or
shoots
Jal-El?
up in his battle armor.
Yeah.
And
which is
then
pretty
like
badass.
Zod shows like why doesn't Zod just start shooting the shit? He's like shoot the doors, shoot everything. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And then they send Superman off.
I like one thing that I couldn't get
it was
past
so
was,
complicated that I was
It
like,
was
there's a lot of
complicated.
information.
It was
Yeah,
long.
there was
too,
a lot.
I felt.
And I was
did
like,
not
what should
expect
I
to be on
remember?
Krypton so long.
I liked it though. I was like, oh wow, this is great. There's a lot going on Krypton
I was
that you
wondering if
never
Superman was
that
in
you
the
have never
movie.
gotten to see before. So I liked.
I would have been happy with.
I liked that.
You don't show anything on Krypton. Just here's Krypton.
Yeah, I would have been happy
The little
too.
shell leaves and it explodes and
Yeah.
it's all in silence.
Yeah,
and
but
then it
they're
goes
good.
Man
Yeah,
of
but
Steel.
then I know,
Right.
but then you don't care about like his search for his father because you know the father,
but-
so you want him to find out like what happened. You want Superman to have this
Also, the
actual
scene,
relationship
the
with like
scene where
what
he's
he
like
has with his father.
arguing with the hologram father. Why would you argue with that person?
Wait, who was arguing with him?
Zod, remember he's on the ship. and
Oh
he's like,
right.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
exactly.
make this
I
ship
have to go
mine.
see an old friend.
Like,
And he goes
you're
to
not.
see the hologram.
You're seeing a
Yeah.
hologram.
But it was his consciousness.
Right.
It wasn't just a hologram; it was his consciousness. So
It
he
his
was
exactness in the form.
right.
of
He was having an
technology.
argument with him,
But it
just
just
like
the
they
guy's
would have
dead.
had.
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's what he says in the end.
Why bother saying anything? Just do your thing and get out of there. It's
Well,
like
he couldn't. He was doing his thing, but he had to wait for the thing to override.
So just so the guy's talking, you just ignore him. Like who cares what points he's
There's
dead?
people watching.
Yeah, well, that's not very entertaining at all.
I figured.
Zod, hello, Zod,
So, then-
Zod. Oh, so
Then we get to Earth.
A lot of his growing up.
wait, well, we were talking about
Yeah.
the Phantom Zone, right? We were still
Yeah.
we had to finish our point there.
What was the
about
point?
about why that was so stupid? Why they fucking did that?
It was stupid. They wake up and they see
Kill him!
Krypton. Like come on, and Krypton. They wake up and then the girl, and who was the? Well, we'll get to that. Then they start looking on other planets for signs of life, and they realize, oh, everything's dead.
Right.
Like all these.
I don't know why they
failed-
but they shouldn't have been sent to the Phantom Zone anyway. Just kill them. That was my whole. So right away, that's what that ends the movie.
Was there
obviously.
a line where they say like, "Oh, our people, we believe this," and
Who says that?
Russell Crowe when he's talking to his wife? Do they ever talk about the idea? Because they have to put a line like, "Why didn't they just kill Zod?"
Well, because they didn't. Right. They didn't believe, I guess, in murdering him. I think they believed that he's going to die anyway, just like we all are going to die. So we're not going to I guess.
but didn't
step down
anyone
to that
think
level.
like go like, "Hey, by the way, Krypton's being destroyed. I know we're sending Zod up here, but I was looking at the schematics here. Apparently, when Krypton is destroyed, they're going to go free." Should we be worried about this?
Why do we care? We're gonna be dead.
Also, yeah, it's not like we're sending babies out to other planets that they're gonna find. Well, also, this council it's been established that they're not very smart.
Right.
The goofiest
Yeah, they
looking
make
council.
poor decisions.
They
Yeah.
look like something George
And
Lucas would come up
One
with.
thing I was going to say before that I couldn't get past was everyone has like Kryptonian names, Jael and Kal-El and whatever, Zod, and Russell Crowe's wife's name is Laura. Yeah, the fuck? What name is
I
that?
could believe that. I mean,
Is she
'cause
is she
Kal-El,
not Kryptonian?
Laura.
Whatever. That's still a name you would find here. That's not a Kryptonian name. You don't find like Kal-El. Hi, I'm Kal-El Stevenson. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
And if you really
Laura
want
is a
if
name.
you really want to nitpick, you can start saying like, "Why are they speaking English?
That's true.
Right.
That's
why
true,
do they
yeah.
look so human?
Why do they look human
Are they
already?
related to
Yeah.
humans somehow?
Right.
Like-
I was thinking about that too.
I
but-
thought they were going to establish like
that's
Earth
not it.
was one of the planets they sent things out to, and that they forgot about. I thought
no, it was a planet that they had observed and had information about, but that was it.
Yeah, it seems like they explained a lot of stuff that I didn't find important, and the stuff I wanted them to explain, they always ignore.
I guess the one thing that was important was that ship was already there from when they were exploring, so that was kind of important. On
Okay,
Earth,
yeah,
it
now-
was captured under the ice.
Okay, yeah, we'll get
Right.
there.
Yeah, they had
Right.
been
That was
there
like an
before, but
exploration
right.
ship,
Right.
right.
But that was yeah.
So they get to Earth, and then instead of showing him growing up, they do like flashbacks, which I liked.
I did
That
like
was good.
that.
I
I
thought
did
that
like
was
that.
good, yeah.
Because you know why? Because you didn't see it, but they did that already. The thing that was hard with this movie, I thought, was that the first one with Christopher Reeves, they did that. They show him getting found as a baby. Well, he's more like a toddler.
Well, I remember
think, at
there's
that
a
point.
scene- I
and then
did
they
see
show
it-
him growing up. So you go
He
chronologically
lifts the car
in that
up,
movie.
or
I
lifts
think
the
in a
truck.
lot of
Yeah.
movies, don't they have like a Superman logo blanket that he's in?
Do they?
I think so.
I don't remember that.
Or maybe it's in.
No, I think they just wrap him in like a red blanket.
I'm pretty sure
in the
there's-
first one.
there's a Superman
Dun,
logo
da-da,
in the
dun,
capsule
da-da,
and a lot of things. I'm not
da-da.
sure.
Oh! In Man of Steel.
No, in other.
Oh, in other movies? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Another thing, like Superman is like silly, but I like that they took it seriously.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I like how the S is just a symbol for hope.
It's the
I
house.
thought that
It's a
was
house.
pretty good.
It's a house. Like Zod has his own symbol
Yeah.
that he has on his chest because that's his
and it
house's
just
like
so happens
sigil.
to look like an S.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Um,
I thought that was really smart, and I liked that.
you said there was a guy laughing when the suit first
Yeah,
shows up.
there was this old guy 2 seats down from me, and he just cracked up at 2 points of the movie. And one of them was when they reveal the suit. He's just like, I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Because I don't have any knowledge of like the comics or anything.
Well,
so
it would have been
maybe-
funnier. In the old suit, it's like blue, but then he has like the red underpants on the outside with the yellow
don't
belt.
know.
So
I
I
think
think
he-
that would look funnier than this suit.
I don't know why he thought it was so funny.
Now, the other thing, I was watching this movie with my dad. My dad was to my right. Behind me was, the whole movie was this. On my chair.
Someone jerking off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, just someone constantly
Are you
kicking.
kidding
So
me?
I was like, to my dad, I was like, who's behind me? And he was like, oh, it's a little kid. So I was like, okay, it's a little kid. But, because I didn't want to get up or like look at
You didn't
him.
want to kill
hey,
him. You didn't want to kill the kid.
fuck!
Yeah, because that might be his first time seeing Superman, and it's going
To the
be
movies,
He's
yeah.
going to be like traumatized. And then
Little Johnny's
this
first trip out.
The woman to my left and her husband. Every 10 minutes, her husband would go,
Oh my god!
and then this is her halfway through the. First of all, she says things in the movie, like she's talking to the screen, like not constantly, but every once in a
But
while.
like, don't go in there, things like that.
No, like the scene where like his
That's Superman.
like he's a little kid. Yeah, like he's a little kid and the bully's beating him up and his dad goes, I bet you really wanted to punch him, right? And then she goes, yeah.
Yeah, didn't you want to punch him,
Like,
Clark?
okay. And then halfway through the movie, she starts doing like vibrating, and then I look
her
over,
phone?
she's pulling out a blanket. And then it's
What
a
a
full blanket.
fucking-
She puts it out. She puts it around her husband and herself, and they start like cuddling up. And I'm like, "Where are you in your living room? Like, what is? You're in the movies."
These people are maniacs.
It was so distracting, and of course she's
kind of
eating
country do we live
like
in?
popcorn, like like.
So it was a typical fat ass stupid American woman.
I don't know
I
what
guess.
the
I
hell
don't
was
know.
going on. I didn't get a good look
Gotta
at him.
eat-
I was
gotta
just
eat her-
like distracted, and
You reminded me of something else that like.
well, the thing I don't understand is like, first of all, I don't understand why you serve food in a movie theater.
They have movie theaters, by the way.
Will they
And-
ban it? Because I would love.
No,
to
there's
go there.
one that's near us where it's the opposite.
Right.
You're
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
of the meal.
the-
You get full meals, beer, everything. It's the theater is like beautiful. My fiance went there a couple times. She loves it.
I can't. I wouldn't be able.
Right. So
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh,
we talked about when he's
A little kid.
saves
What about-
Lois?
Well, no, hold
And
on,
when
hold
the
on. When he's a little
flashbacks-
kid, they established that as a kid he starts getting overwhelmed.
yeah. And
with
I
the
had a
world.
problem with this part because. Not with the getting overwhelmed. I thought that was really awesome. What I didn't understand was that then he's hiding in a closet, the teacher's out there, and so is his entire class.
Yeah,
Well, the
in
teacher-
the hallway, outside, right? Like watching, what's happening, making it
thinking
even
maybe
more.
it's like
and
the
then the
70s,
mother
they don't
comes,
really
and
care.
they're still out there.
I was thinking
the teacher and the whole class watching the whole.
No, I was thinking-
get the fuck out of here. Go back to the classroom.
I was thinking maybe in a school in like a city that wouldn't happen, but maybe like Kansas in the 70s or something.
That the teacher sucks. That's just a shitty teacher. She shouldn't have had. Let's have. Oh, this is a
that's
traumatic
like the whole
moment.
town.
Let's have the
Maybe
whole
it's only
class out to
one
watch.
classroom.
Maybe he'll fucking kill himself. I don't know. Maybe he's in the janitor's closet. Maybe he's drinking turpentine.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
he found out something and cut himself. I don't know. But I better
that's
have the
true.
kids out here to take a look. And if nothing happens, then at least he'll be so horribly embarrassed that maybe he will commit suicide later.
Oh, by the way,
I didn't understand that at all. Get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking kids out of there.
the other part, this woman next to me, the part where the tornado's coming, and then
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
like he's just standing there watching it, and she goes,
Oh yeah.
"Save him!" Like
Oh,
really
God.
loud. And it reminds
You
me
should have said something
when
to
I
that
went
stupid
to
woman.
Riff Tracks. There was a woman behind me. Every time they did a joke that was like a funny observation,
That's funny because of this.
no, she would go like the same thing, like yeah. Like what? Like what are you doing?
So she's just agreeing.
like Bill
with,
Corbett
like,
would make a joke like, "Oh, that guy looks like this." Yeah.
You're right, Bill.
Like shut the fuck.
So true. So true.
And what's annoying is like you can't shush them because everyone's laughing.
Right.
But I'm like, just laugh. You don't have to
You
talk.
could have shushed this woman in the Superman movie, though.
Yeah, but she only did it like 3 or 4 times. It wasn't. If it was a constant thing, then I'd have to.
You should have said at the end of the movie.
And I'm
you
not a
should have said,
shusher.
Hey, next time you go to the movie, shut the fuck up,
I'm not a
and then
shusher.
shove her down the stairs.
I'd rather like get up and just move away. Like I've never.
So you're a
I've been
coward.
shushed.
You're a coward.
I've
no,
been
you
shushed.
shush. He just shush us. What? Did he shush us?
I can't get over that.
So wait, you mentioned the tornado scene.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Oh, what, boss? What were you talking about?
No, the
Oh, yeah.
tornado scene because it's
Yeah.
so dumb.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you die
Excuse me.
just because I don't want these 10 people to know that I'm Superman.
First of all, getting under
Well,
another.
he didn't. He wanted to save, but he
was
stopped because
stupid.
he knew that his dad didn't want him to do that.
Forget
To
what
reveal
your
himself.
dad wants.
But I would have been. I seriously, as be like either okay.
so stupid.
I have dog. I love dogs. I love my dog. But if there's like an F6 tornado that has just come and is about to
the finger of God.
get the thing, you can't risk to go back for the dog unless you have a son that is Superman and will not die and no harm will come to him.
Well, it's
then
not
say,
time for
son,
him to reveal
save the
himself.
dog.
It's not time for.
I'd be, well, he could have been like, everybody get down, and then have them all put their heads down because they were obviously listening to Kevin Costner for whatever reason.
Right.
Like they were taking their, orders from him in
It
this
was
situation.
Robin Hood.
And then, he could have. Also, I mean, he has super speed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He could have been like,
I think.
and gotten
I
the dog and
don't-
gotten
they
back.
never
They
showed him
don't
doing
establish
super
that in this.
speed.
I'm pretty sure.
He can fly fast, but he never does like
Yeah.
faster than a speeding bullet kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. So that was terrible. That was just poorly executed. And then he dies like that because he doesn't want his, to be revealed. That kind of like,
Did the dog get saved? Yeah, right.
Yeah, the dog
Yeah,
got
because you see him
saved.
at the end. Yeah.
that was a different dog, though, I think.
How about when she like
Because she's calling the dog a different name, I think,
Right,
that time.
right.
Because it wouldn't make sense. That dog would have been dead by that point.
how about when she's like investigating
Just naturally.
She's investigating. Lois is trying to find him. She like tracks
Yeah.
him down.
She manages to, track down to all these
Everybody in his
specific
life,
places.
she
She is
finds.
amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing investigative
Yeah.
report. I mean, she's so unbelievable that she tracks everybody he's
ever
interacted with, anyone that we see him interact with, she talks to.
She's talked to.
Now, can you explain the flying to me?
Yeah, let's talk about the flying.
Yeah,
because
early
I have a huge
on-
problem with the flying.
Right.
They showed him he's practicing flying where he's jumping, and I was like, okay.
And they showed that the other Kryptonians do that as well.
Yeah, because I was saying, oh, okay, good. They're going to treat this realistically because, he can bound over a building in a single leap. And I was like, okay, they're going to stick with that. But then he starts, like, the hovering stuff. And I was like, okay, now I'm getting confused. Right. And then the other thing that really confused me was the heat ray vision.
Which I actually like how they did that. Instead of having, stupid, lasers come out of his eyes, it looks like
cool.
he just focuses on something, and that's what happens.
But how? Why? Why?
Oh, he's Superman. He's X-ray vision.
But X-ray vision, I can even kind of because he's getting power from the sun, and maybe it's like light has to do with light, so he can see through things.
That's not the move. This is not the movie's fault, though. You're critiquing then the whole idea of Superman.
No, but I'm just saying the movie should have said like, oh, he also has like some kind of telekinesis, so he can hover.
No, that's not. Like
but it's not. It's not telekinesis.
What is it?
He doesn't.
It's
It's
just
just the
Superman
power.
does.
It's just what he does
Right.
because the sun's rays give
how
him
does
the
he
power to
control it?
do this. Both it's how
just
with his
gets-
fists they indicate with his things. He just
So it's not his
Controls
mind?
it.
I don't understand.
no, it's not his
No, this is
mind.
what
It's
I
his
don't
body
get.
is doing this.
This you can.
Someone please explain it in the comments.
I can say that's not his
He
mind.
starts jumping, and they're trying to equate jumping with flying. I think they should have just made it like, okay, he could just fly. He figures this out one day. But they're saying, oh, jumping leads to flying. When jumping, he's pushing off the ground. Flying, he's in the air. What is he pushing off of? It doesn't make sense how they're trying to connect.
Right.
those.
There's
That's
just
what I'm-
but the whole thing is when you boil it down, there's something in his cells that just allow him to do it.
Right.
That
But
doesn't make sense.
Because that's what it is.
Hold on.
It's not a mental. It's not something in his mind that's like now. It's because of the sun. It's because of the Earth's sun
Right.
reacting with his body
No.
that allows him to do
I
all
would-
of these things.
I would accept, yeah, I understand. I would accept that he could just fly. But I have a problem with them saying that jumping is like the precursor to
We
flying.
gotta crawl before you learn to
It
walk.
doesn't make any sense. But that's what I'm saying. Jumping,
Come on, man.
Jumping, he's pushing off the ground. Flying, he's not pushing off anything. He's just flying. So it's nothing. It's like completely separate to me. Powers.
Well, I can look past
Oh,
that.
I understand that.
I
Yeah,
have a huge
I understand
problem
that.
with
Yeah.
Because
Well, look,
that's Superman.
these are all things that you have to just accept because you're watching a Superman movie.
I would- that's
so
what
you
I'm
can't
saying. I
sit
didn't
there.
like that they
no, I know.
equated
I'm
them.
talking to Oxnard
I
about it,
accept
like
that
because
it's
he's talking
flying.
about like, well, how's he fly? But you just go. You know that Superman has heat vision, X-ray vision. He can hear things a mile away. All this shit. And
well, the thing,
and he can fly, and he's super strong, and the only thing that basically he's God. The only thing that can hurt him is kryptonite.
Right.
So you already accept that. So they just that's the one thing you have to like let yourself go with when you're watching
right.
the movie.
The other thing, I was getting a lot of Dragon Ball Z vibes.
Oh yeah, I
off
did
of
got
it.
the same thing too.
Because even Dragon Ball Z, they fly in that, but they're using their chi power,
Yeah.
which is kind of like a mental thing. Like even there, that makes more sense to me than what I'm seeing in Superman. Okay, then we get to the fight sequences, which I really liked. The first one with Zod and the girl and like the big guy.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
See, I was yawning through most of the fight scenes.
Really?
Because, I don't know, it was just repetitive to me, and it didn't look bad, but I just didn't get anything
See,
out of it.
this is what I thought. I thought that when it was all said and done, I thought, yeah, they were maybe you could say that they were drawn out. Okay,
I was
but
just
I've heard a
not
lot of
into it.
people say like, the main critique is like you could have cut 20 minutes out of it or something
It
like
was
that.
very long,
but then I was thinking about I'd rather have more of that in it than say,
was
wow,
boring
I
to
wish
me.
there was more fighting.
It was boring.
Because that's at the end, that's all kind of what I always wanted to see in the old Superman movies. I wanted to see like awesome fight scenes with Superman. You know what I mean? And like all the stuff. And then if you cut it out too much, then you would have been like, well, that's kind of it now.
right.
Also, he's fighting like other Supermen, basically. So
it
has to be
Super.
it has
How
to be
much-
insanely. It has to be tough.
How many people were in those buildings
Exactly.
when they were fighting?
Yeah, he wouldn't let Zod kill 3 people when Superman alone, just by being thrown in
Right.
to buildings and all this shit,
Right.
has killed thousands. hundreds of thousands have died because of his fights.
Now, I thought they were showing Mary Lawrence Fishburne, and they all, like, run out of the building, so I figured, okay, maybe everyone evacuated, so these are empty buildings.
I doubt it.
The other part with the guy
seriously doubt it.
the guy next to me, the other part where he laughed was when the people from the Daily Planet, they were trying to pull that lady out of the rubble, and all of a sudden Superman, when he catches Lois Lane, he comes down in the rubble there, and he's right next to them, and the guy's like, it was just so funny. It was the worst little like scene because he just he just winds up right next to them.
Yeah, how did
That's
he...
so funny.
There.
One thing I thought was when he drops Lois Lane in the cornfield, and then he's just like freezes, and she's like, and he goes boom and takes off. Then later on, he's like, "You might want to stand back." It's like, well, why didn't you tell her that before? So you almost killed her before? I don't understand.
Sonic boom.
Yeah.
Here, how about this? When they're on the Zod's ship in space,
Right.
a couple things. Lois doesn't get her face like scorched from the little escape pod that gets punched.
Yeah.
And
there's
she
a hole.
somehow survives this
I don't understand.
fall?
There was a hole in the pod. So how was she surviving in that at all?
I don't know. And I wanted her
Was
to
she
have
still
this, like,
wearing the face
scar
mask?
on her face or something.
No.
They took it off, right?
They took it off because Russell Crowe changed the atmospheric pressure in the
Right.
thing. So that's why they were wearing, the Kryptonians were wearing face masks, because he changed it to Earth's atmosphere. So she didn't have to wear it anymore. Then she gets in the escape pod, and he's like, to your left or whatever. Move to your left.
Move
And then
to
he
your
moves.
left.
And then the woman villain punches a hole in the fucking pod. You see
Right.
the hole.
Yeah.
And then it's jettisoned into space. So I'm like, she's dead.
Yeah.
Because there's no pressure in
I
it.
kind of
Right.
liked the hologram.
oxygen.
The hologram Russell Crowe was really funny though. I liked it.
Yeah, I like how
was-
it opened doors.
It was kind of
Yeah,
creepy, though.
He was awesome.
I know. I liked it when he just everywhere.
Would he, like,
Yeah.
watch you if you, like, went to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And then when you have to flush the toilet, he just opens his hand up and he flushes.
What if you just start,
But I had a
like...
huge problem with that. Lois surviving that, and
I wanted more...
also when
You can't
he's-
show me the Russell Crowe consciousness hologram. Like, you gotta explain that more to me.
No,
Like,
it makes sense to
how...
me. It makes complete sense to me.
What if you start, like, insulting
Look,
him?
He just
He'd get pissed
just
off.
Puts in how his brain works, and it
Right.
makes a hologram that thinks the same.
Look, he
exact
was
way.
like the top science guy in Krypton.
Yeah,
Also, we're
man.
forgetting that
This is Kryptonian.
he
science.
was the science guy.
Did he,
there.
like, ever talk to
L,
himself?
the science guy.
Did he what?
Ever talk to himself?
What do you mean?
Like, he put the hologram in, and then he tested it out, and he's having a conversation with
why
himself
not?
to see what would happen?
I'm
Would the
sure he did. He
consciousness
must have.
learn?
No, it just has what he had.
Well, no, it did learn because it learned who that woman was. It learned who Lois Lane was.
I guess.
Yeah, it
I
learns.
guess it does learn that.
Yeah.
It's just a very complicated
I
stuff.
believe it.
But
going on.
they're like 3,000 years more advanced than
Right.
humanity is
Now,
in terms of technology.
when they
So
found-
you have to assume that they can do virtually anything.
How about when Superman's carrying Lois through the air? How is she breathing? And how is she not freezing to death?
I
gotta
gotta think
like
of that.
these
When
things.
did that happen?
There's a couple parts where I think when she's in the escape pod. First of all, this is my other criticism of the escape pod. When he gets her out of it, it seems like they make it to the ground really quickly. Like they were in space.
Right.
And then
Oh, yeah.
very soon they're almost crash landing.
right.
Like it's going to be like a while before you get to Earth.
Probably like 12 minutes, I
Yeah.
would guess.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like if you think of a guy, right, that was like very accelerated.
It was.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know how she survives when he's carrying her around through the air. Like
So that the ship that gives him the suit, I thought they were going to set that up like that's going to become his fortress of solitude.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Which
too.
I thought that they did that.
But at the end,
same thing.
At the end, they imply like he has, because remember the general meets him.
You're not gonna find me, General.
Yeah, so they
he
imply
has
like
some
he
other
has the
place.
fortress of solitude, and
Yeah, he does.
so I'm guessing he built it there. Like you're going to
I
see that.
think he
tunnel
could have
again.
taken the ship. Well, the ship was gone, right? That ship was destroyed.
I think it
Yeah, because
Right,
that's what they
with the
use
Phantom
to
Zone thing.
crash
They
into
crashed
Right,
into
yes,
the
they do.
Metropolis
Yeah,
and
you're
they
right.
killed
that
another
gravity
100,000
Nikola
people with
Tesla
it.
Right.
machine.
Right. Yeah. The world.
The world.
What were they doing?
The
That
world
was-
engine.
that was
they
like
were
terraforming
terraforming.
Earth.
They were
Terraforming the Earth?
terraforming.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a
Just first, like what we wanted to talk about the whole time is that so many people die on both sides of the globe.
I'm telling you,
there's
I'm pretty
tsunamis
sure-
probably everywhere.
I'm pretty
killing
sure, like-
millions of people.
right.
I'm pretty sure like 3 to 5% of the population was lost,
More than that.
at least. Which is, I mean,
Right.
millions and millions.
What are you doing to like the Earth's core? I mean, that thing's like going through
Yeah,
the
what
Earth.
damage has
what
been
kind
done?
of earthquakes are there?
That's
what kind
true.
of seismic events are going
Has
on?
the Earth's
Yeah, like
life been,
tsunamis and
shortened?
earthquakes.
Yeah.
and-
How many more like volcanoes were created?
Billions of people died from that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, billions. And
Like, I'm
he-
surprised
and he-
like a giant volcano didn't erupt from where Metropolis stands.
He doesn't
You know what I
wanna
mean?
snap
Because
one
everything's
guy's
fucked up.
neck to prevent this.
Oh yeah, the way he kills Zod was weird.
Right, that's why I didn't like all the super fighting.
And my
'cause-
brother was telling me that people were upset because he said Superman isn't supposed to kill anybody.
He's not.
Well-
Neither is Batman. But yeah, he's not. That he didn't want to, but he couldn't. That's why I was confused.
And the other thing, like he's
He
ramming this
has-
guy through buildings and the glass shards flying in the face and concrete, and he kills him by twisting his neck really
But his
fast.
superness, I guess, could break.
But
it.
he was using his superness to drive him into the earth. And,
But I
like,
guess the
fling him.
things that he was being driven into were softer than, you know.
the force of his
Yeah.
twist.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
if you think
yeah.
about the force that Superman can exert
Right.
on your neck,
Right.
as opposed to like
Being crashed
okay,
through a
fine,
building
the
is
force,
nothing.
right? Yeah.
So
you're
who would
right.
win, Batman versus Superman?
Oh, Superman.
But no, I don't know. Because
Instantly
Batman,
debate.
look, Batman is insane. Batman is an insane person, though. He's gonna know
Bane beats
everything
Batman.
about. Not in the end. He breaks him, but he
once
comes
it-
back.
I don't think Batman
no,
has a chance unless he
Batman-
gets some kryptonite.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. Batman is going to
that's what
have,
they do in every
like,
cartoon.
fucking files and shitloads of information on Superman. He's going to have already probably the technology devised. There was an animated film where basically
Yeah.
Batman is robbed, okay, by, like, the
Wasn't that the
Legion of
third
Doom.
Batman movie?
No. This is it's an
Catwoman?
animated one. Well, no. It's like the Legion of Doom or whatever it's called.
Right.
Basically, infiltrates the Batcave, and they take all the information that he has accumulated himself in secret on how to destroy everyone in the Justice League should that day happen to come. He has the knowledge to do that.
Okay.
So Batman would win. That's what I say.
Are they going to do that? Are they going to do like the Avengers thing? Are they going to go for a Justice League?
Maybe. Well, Christopher Nolan did produce this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you
Maybe.
imagine the Christian Bale Batman with this Superman?
No.
Like I don't.
Oh my god. Well, I can because
See, that's the other thing
Batman and
about-
Superman are like very,
That's the other thing about
very
these
different.
comic book movies that I never understand. Like, how come even in the individual movies, how come Iron Man doesn't like for 10 minutes say, "Hey Hulk, like I need your help for like this little thing here," or like, "Hey, Black Arrow." I don't know the names.
I don't know. I assume I didn't see Iron Man 3, but like I think part of what I do is I just assume that these happened before the Justice.
No, I
Leagues,
think Iron
or
Man
that happened
3, I
before.
heard, like,
happens
he-
after the Avengers.
Yes,
One
because Iron Man
crazy
3,
planet.
I think is supposed to be like he's having like these panic attacks because he's so traumatized by the alien invasion.
Oh my God.
Because he's like aliens
Right.
exist, like everything's different, like, and so that movie's about that, and he references like, oh, that was a big battle in New York or whatever. I haven't seen it, but
I don't, it's just always been like everyone kind of like hangs out on their own turf. You know what I mean?
You know what it is?
And
Like,
then, but
I
they'll
watch-
all come together for one thing, like, and that's when they have the Justice
Right.
League stuff. But then other than that, it's like, well, pretty much Batman's got Gotham under control.
Tough,
You know?
'cause what's going on when the world engine is going on, and what's Batman
Batman?
doing? What's Iron Man doing?
well, no, Iron
Well,
Man.
Iron Man is
no-
Marvel. That's different.
That's a different one.
Yeah,
It just-
it would be like, you know, what's Hawk Girl doing? Where's Wonder Woman?
Right. What are the
You know?
bubble girls doing?
Where's
What are
where's Green Lantern?
What are they
Well,
called?
Green Lantern may be off planet.
Oh my God, this is getting retarded.
This is getting terrible.
What I had a problem with all this super fighting culminates to the neck snap. It doesn't. I wanted something more creative than that. You know, like okay,
No, I
if they're
gotcha.
establishing okay,
I thought they were gonna
the
do.
super people can't hurt each other. That's what I was.
Because
getting
one thing
from
I
that.
know about the 70s Superman is they trap them in that triangle thing and hurtle them through space. And they kind
Yeah.
of reference that in the beginning when they're putting him in the thing. You do see a triangle light up or something. So I thought, oh, okay, Superman's going to do something like that.
Right, but yeah, they don't have. Yeah, instead he just snaps his neck. I don't know. I mean, that I agree. That was one thing that was like kind of, oh, that's how it suddenly ends after.
Yeah.
And you don't want to kill him, but after all these people have already died because of this guy, and after you have indirectly killed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people because of all the debris and all that shit falling. Like, there's a part where he's just like falling down. He gets like thrown on a building, and you see the debris just falling to the ground, and there's people running around, and he just is like, I thought they were going to show him having to like go rescue people or like remove the debris or something before
Right.
it kills people, but he just goes off again.
Like, remember in the middle of the fight, like the army guy falls out of the helicopter and he grabs him. He's like, "You all right?" And then someone punches him in the face. Like, I thought it would be like a bunch of that. Like, save this person, then punch Zod, and then go over here, save them, punch Zod again, or something.
Yeah, they didn't really do that much.
The other thing I wanted to see how we saw how like the woman Zod person dies. I want to see how that
Right.
big guy dies. I thought it was
Dies?
yeah. She's in the ship as it crashes into the gravity machine.
Oh.
They all, I mean,
Supposedly that
die
weakens
for all intents and
Krypton
purposes
people.
because they all get sucked into the Phantom Zone. The only one that we know suffers an actual death is Zod.
Yeah.
Because we assume that the other ones are in the Phantom Zone.
So who's going to be the villain in the next one?
I don't know.
Lex Luthor?
What is that?
That's what I want to talk about.
Guy?
There might be
Day or something. Is that his name?
Von Doom. I think you're thinking of
There's a guy
Fantastic
named
Four.
Doomsday, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're
but
all aliens, pretty much. I'm pretty sure.
well, there's Lex Luthor, obviously.
oh, that's
And there was a bunch of stuff like you would see things getting destroyed in the movie. There's a lot of like LexCorp stuff that you see around.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I have no
like
idea.
there's one thing where it's like
Missed it completely.
like a big truck, like a gas truck or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
It's
that's
got-
right,
And it says
yeah.
like LexCorp on the side or whatever. Like there was a lot of cool little stuff like that in there. So I'm pretty sure that Lex Luthor is going to be the villain. I don't know how. I mean, it makes sense that he would be for me anyway. But yeah. So I mean, and overall, I mean, I really liked it. I thought the music was awesome. There were a lot of moments where I was like feeling emotional things. It was like there were powerful emotional moments, I thought.
I didn't
And
get that.
and I liked when he was like at the end, like shoving like back up through the world engine at the other side of the world. Not
So that
Metropolis.
just fueled by his own rage, he counteracted that?
I guess so. It was like a Dragon Ball Z style.
All right.
Well, you don't like that part? How he defeated the thing?
stupid.
I don't know. I was confused.
I did not think it was creative. at all.
I think Oxnard had more trouble with the audience than. That's why I think he
did not
didn't
think
like
it
the
was
movie.
creative. I'm so surprised that it
was fun
broke
to
a
watch.
record or something, didn't it?
Well, it made. Oh, that was another funny thing.
Somehow.
There was one part of the movie, okay, where he's like when Zod like talks through the TVs to the world, and Superman's just there drinking a Budweiser.
Oh, yeah.
They made $150 million from product placement before the movie actually released.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Wow.
And so I'm not surprised. But then you see him drinking a Bud. I'm like, oh, Superman loves Budweiser.
Would that even get him drunk with Superman?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
true.
Does he
Can
like the
Superman
taste?
get
Does he
drunk?
like the
likes the
crisp,
taste.
watery taste of
Yeah, he likes the
Budweiser?
taste.
Watered down flavor.
Nice watery American beer.
I mean, overall, I really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay. If you like superhero movies, go see it.
I liked it.
I was
Don't
entertained.
see it.
how many
waste of
yawns?
money.
How many yawns do you give this
It's
boss?
3 to 4 yawns.
Wow.
Because I know I yawned 3 times, and I'm sure I yawned at 4.
Sounds
Maybe
like we're
half a
talking
yawn.
about like some sort of Asian currency. Like,
3 to 4 yawns.
is it worth 3 yawns?
Don't say
How
it.
many yawns does this cost?
See something else.
I liked it. I would recommend it.
I would see World War Z over this.
Oh God, yes.
Well, if I had the choice, I would choose. I don't know. If I hadn't seen either one, I would probably go with Superman.
no.
Because you're going to think, well, a zombie movie or Superman looks better. I don't know. It's tough for me.
Definitely
I liked it.
zombie movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it a lot. I guess a lot more than you guys.
I'm not a superhero guy. It doesn't do it for
You gotta
me.
let
I'm
yourself
not a-
go. You gotta let yourself go a little bit because that's what I think I did. I just was like, well, it's Superman, so I'm gonna like let some things slide here because
Yeah,
this
but
is
then
a Superman.
but then
movie.
they were treating some things realistically and seriously, and then other things it just seemed like they didn't care. That's so if you're gonna do one or the other, don't like half-ass it.
Right.
Like make
that's
everything.
true.
Don't
make sense.
half-ass
Yeah.
2 things, whole-ass
Explain
one
to me
thing.
the
Yeah.
flying. Even
It's
just
about
all you got to
swamp
say is like, oh yeah, it enhances our mental powers, but we can only use it to
not mental. They do explain the flying
Yeah,
because
like
it
it's from the
enhances his physical powers. That's how he
Yeah,
flies.
but flying
it's physical.
is not physical.
It is for Superman.
But that doesn't make any sense to me.
But that's what it is. It's because the energy he gets from the sun's rays allow him to fly. It's and Russell Crowe says like the things it will do things for his body that will never like they can't do those things on Krypton because they don't have the Earth's sun. They have an older star. It's different.
Right.
And so when he grew up on Earth absorbing the sun's radiation, that's what made him be able to fly. It's because of the sun's radiation. I know.
See,
I agree.
you
They
could
need
say
to
that.
explain it more, but it's not. I'm just telling you, it's not mental. It's physical.
You know what? It's like explaining, like, oh, how does this car go? Oh, well, you put fuel in it, and it's like, well, that's just how it works. Like, you need to tell me.
I know, I
like,
agree with you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that it's not. I can't explain. I think that they should. I would like to see more explanation, maybe myself.
And the
but,
heat ray
But I'm
beam.
just saying it's not mental. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, all they got to do is just throw in a little sentence like, "Oh, it does this and it works." Like just throw in some Star Trek jargon, like when they say that battle. Like I'll just go, "Oh, yeah, okay, that sounds technical. Like I'll accept that. Give me something," because otherwise I'm just like,
yeah, they gave
"How
me
is
a
he
unit
flying?
of measurement that I've never heard.
How
but
can he
I'll
be
accept it.
flying backwards, stop, and then go in the opposite direction, like
The sun.
the sun, like the
sun's rays.
the sun?"
Anyway, all right. I guess that's.
Yeah, that was
That's
Man of
it?
Steel.
Oh no! Wait.
What?
I'm sorry. One more thing. All right, we were talking about the end. We have to talk about the ending.
We did.
No. The very end when he's like then at the Daily Planet.
I
or
think
whatever,
he's
right?
hot.
Yeah, and that stupid fucking line. I just think he's hot. And then he goes to Daily Planet, and then so wait, did you guys think that him and Lois knew that was Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make that clear because I know
I don't understand.
two people who were like, oh man, like they were like, how does she doesn't know that that's Superman? They thought it was the opposite.
It was blatantly
It
obvious.
was so
The
obvious.
looks,
Yeah.
It was.
It was so obvious, and that's. I mean, I agree that the Superman disguise of Clark Kent is like the stupidest thing because it's just like glasses on, Clark Kent, glasses off,
He didn't
Superman.
He didn't even like part his hair. Like that's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, he just looks like a nerdy dweeby guy,
looked
and then
like
when
he
he's
just
Superman,
did the
he's
glasses.
supposed to be like like his hair's like slicked and like he's like no glasses, but Lois Lane in the movie clearly recognizes that is Clark, who is Superman. She knows him. So, but he didn't pick up on that.
I
I
don't
found that
understand.
astounding.
I don't understand how he just gets a job. Oh, I'm going to be a journalist. Here's a job.
Well, he just forged papers.
Oh, right. He just forges.
He just forges.
He's a master
like, he just-
forger.
That's true. We
Wow.
gotta remember that.
Superman. So he can see
I gotta
through
get
all
in
the
that
special
racket.
paper.
Also, he's like ridiculously good looking, so the guy was probably just like, "Oh man, okay."
We need him here. I want to look at.
Morpheus is like,
I wanna
oh,
look
you
at
got a
that all
job.
day.
Yeah.
You're good looking.
And then Superman. There was like a lot of stupid, corny jokes. I thought, too, like just about like him being super strong and I don't know.
Like what? I don't know.
Like I don't know. I thought it was stupid. So many people were laughing when he's like got his handcuffs on and everything, and then he's just like, look, and then people are like.
Oh yeah, same thing in World War Z. People
know.
are just laughing, and I'm just like, it's
I'm
not-
like, yeah, okay, that's what he would do. It's not really hilarious. I mean, it's cute. It's cute, It's like so.
yeah. And
they're
I
gonna
just
go
remember
now.
the trailers before they were just like horrifyingly bad. It was.
It looks stupid.
I don't know what it is with movie
don't know, I
trailers.
don't
I,
like that
remember
guy.
in high school. Remember movie trailers were like, oh, this is amazing.
Remember the Four Feathers movie trailer?
Oh yeah, they saw. Oh,
We
they
saw that.
sold
And we're
me.
like, wow, this movie looks great. We went to see it. And we're like, what the fuck?
Like
this
remember
movie sucks.
we watched like the Two Towers trailer like over and
Oh my
over
God,
and
I
over
saw that
again.
trailer more times than I saw the movie.
And then there was a point where like trailers became garbage, and they just annoy me.
because
It's
making
weird.
a trailer is like an art form, and you have to do it right. But I feel like people don't.
Did you get that article I sent you with Spielberg and Lucas? How
Oh
they're
yeah, that
saying,
was really interesting.
like everything's gonna. I think that's gonna happen. Like it's just getting to the point. Like especially if they're making.
someone's gonna make a $300 million movie that no one's gonna go see, and it's gonna just fuck everything.
Yeah,
up.
and if they're gonna start making internet memes into movies, I mean that's it.
What the hell?
It's over, man. Like these aren't movies anymore. You're going to watch a 2-hour-long commercial for garbage.
Shooting the shit, the movie. Stay tuned. All right, well, I guess
Superman, Man of Steel.
1, go see it. 2, don't go see it.
3 to
3 to 4 yawns.
And I say see it maybe if that's your thing. You might like it. So this has been Oxnard, Dexter, and Boss.
Toodaloo.